Welcome to This Week in Genshin. There's a lot of things we gotta talk about and a lot of things we got to go through in this week, so let's just get started and go straight through. Before we get started though, I am a small content creator and I cannot control monetization like big creators can, so if you see an ad on this video, it is not because I'm making money off the drama, because I can't even make money off from this. I can't turn it off. That's what just happens when you're not in part of the creator program. This is purely a series I love doing. Last week, and in my opinion, the drama we talk about in this video is important and has a lot of misinformation spread about it right now, so I'm trying my best to fully explain it objectively. So, what happened last week in the community? Okay, we gotta get serious this week because as much as it sucks to talk about this, it is by far the biggest thing that is affecting the community right now, and it honestly has split parts of the community in half, so it is important to mention and talk about. That is the Enviosity and Tectone drama. Enviosity and Tectone are probably the biggest Genshin Impact content creators right now, and they couldn't be more opposite to each other. Teccy is highly competitive and individualistic, not in a bad way, while Envi is super chill and caring for others. Envi's and Teccy's communities have been at each other's throat for a long time now due to the nature of both of them being the biggest Genshin content creators and the natural hostility and competitiveness of wanting your streamer, in quotation marks, to be number one. I gotta point out though, this is only a couple of bad people in each other's communities, and they both have generally disavowed or banned people that have caused this stuff to explode. This culminated in Envi calling out Teccy for not inviting him to the new game show Teccy started, and although Teccy tried to squander the public beef with a tweet as soon as he got word of it, because this has been going on for a lot longer, it just spiraled from there to the point where Teccy made an apology video. Apology in quotation marks because he didn't really apologize to Envi at all in that video. Rather, he apologized generally to anyone he could have caused problems with and said that the only content creator he actually does not positively think of is Majestic because he puts his leaks on thumbnails and titles, which Teccy despises and he has talked about countless times before. While Teccy said that he didn't mention any specific names in order to not throw more fuel to the fire for Envi, most people took it, as I said, as a non-apology instead. This is where the nature of each person comes into play. Teccy doesn't get affected by this type of stuff, or at least that's what he shows and says on streams and videos, as much as Envi does, evident from the whole situation played out over the past week. Envi has literally no less than 24 hours ago made a stream talking about Teccy's apology video, breaking down on stream, leaking DMs, and explaining his side of the situation, while Teccy has talked to some neutral parties on his stream, like Asian Guy's stream, in order to get a more detached perspective of the situation. In terms of where I stand, I think both of them could have done things much more differently and much more positively. I feel that both, whether on purpose or not, have twisted their stories in their favor, even slightly. Envi more than Teccy in my opinion. Teccy's apology does not mention at all the previous community hostility and focus solely on the game show portion of the drama, which is just the tip of the iceberg of the fuckery that is going on. He doubled down on the being toxic part of the conversation by explicitly pointing out Majestic. It doesn't help the argument that he never causes ill will to anyone when you outright call someone out in the same video. For one, Teccy should have reached out to Envi to see how he was doing, even if it's just to check up on a creator you respect, especially since Envi himself pointed out toxic people from Teccy's community in Envi's chat. But take that with a little bit of a grain of salt because this is going off of information Envi said in the response stream that he was emotional and crying and all of that stuff, so he might have not been the most fair or clear about that. In terms of Envi, I understand why he would make the drama publicly if he has tried to nudge, wink, wink Teccy into being more mindful of the toxic part of his community, but this really should have stayed private. Envi's recent stream rant where he talked about Teccy's apology feels very disingenuous and off to me personally. He seems to weaponize his anxiety and feelings about the matter to get people to support him, which could not be at all his intention, and it is, a genuine breakdown on a stream. But as he pointed out, the situation has been eating away at him for a while, and he knew how much it impacted him. So why did he come on a live stream where he cannot give himself the time to process everything and think it through for a better, more thoughtful response? A live stream where he leaked personal conversations between the two on purpose and pointed out how no one would believe him because Teccy is the bigger creator out of the two, when he is not that much smaller than he is. He's the second biggest Genshin content creator in the whole platforms that Genshin is on. I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit right with me with certain things in this whole drama. Regardless of how you feel, I think we can all agree that both parties could have done things in a much cleaner and mature way. Okay, after that mountainous bag of emotions, let's pivot back to Genshin to finish off in a lighter mood. So, what is going on this week? Firstly, the legend of the Vagabond Sword. is going away Thursday, 4 a.m. EST. It is one of the hardest events to date, in my opinion, and it is going away this week. It was quite refreshing to have a genuinely challenging event. It gave me an excuse to play co-op with a bunch of my homies, so it was just great in my opinion, because co-op is one of the more fun parts of Genshin, and there's not that many things you can do in co-op, so all good, miHoYo, all good on that one. Kaboom Ball Combat is actually going away next Monday, 4 a.m. EST. Although it has literally just come out this past 2-3 days, I think. Kaboom Ball Combat is going away by the time next week's recap is coming out, so I thought I would mention it regardless. It has been quite a lot of fun, to be honest. Getting those perfect hits is just insanely satisfying. I love the game. So, what is coming this week? Firstly, the Never Ending Battle event, which comes out on Friday 10 a.m. EST. To be honest, this kind of looks like the lamest event we've ever gotten so far. It's just beating overworld enemies in their time limit to get points, which I already do that to get materials, so it's just more of the same for a couple more Primo Gems. I missed to mention this last week, but the Traveler's Picture Book web event is already out. It's just a web event, nothing too mind-blowing. You paint a very cute picture of the update and get some rewards, including Primos. Nothing more, nothing less, you know, the usual web event stuff. And finally, we will most likely also get a live stream presentation for 1.7 this Friday morning. As per tradition, a week and a bit before the next update comes out, we have to have at least a live stream to tell us all about the update. And since Kazuha's banner ends in less than 15 days, we will most likely see it this week. Maybe next week? But I feel like next week would be cutting it close to the deadline. We know at this point that 1.7 will have Inazuma, but hopefully it has more than that. Hopefully it's a World of Warcraft style expansion, you know, that kind of big chunky update with new mechanics, bosses, artifacts, etc. Blow me away, miHoYo. Come on, I know you can do it. This week's featured Genshin video is from my good friend Quiddy. I accidentally created a cult and summoned Kazuha. Not only is it a great hype as fuck video with a satanic sacrifice, not only is Quiddy wishing for the character that is making me doubt my Yoime loyalty, but I'm in the video as well, so you should definitely watch it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you for sticking by to the end. Once again, for the Tectone Envi drama, remember this is a two-sided thing. It's not, oh, Tectone is in the right, oh, Envi is in the right. You know, it's a complicated thing. Envi has, you know, all the right to, you know, expressing his emotional exhaustion from the situation, and Teccy has all the right to you know, explain his side of the situation as well. There is nothing bad about either situation, and although this sucks for people that like both Tectone and Envi, you know, hopefully we see the end of it, and you know, you'll be able to watch Tectone and Envi regardless. Maybe you won't see them together, but you know, you don't really see them together regardless. So I'm gonna be releasing another video tomorrow, trying to predict the next 5 updates for Genshin Impact. Hopefully I get something right, because last time I got almost nothing right, so except the banners. The banners I did get right. But yeah, thank you for watching, and look at my doggo. She's cute, right?